What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Elden Ring walkthrough. Just take a look at this backdrop. Oh my gosh, that's one of the reasons why I love the plateau. This area is just so scenic, picturesque, good stuff. So we're here at the, let's see, this is the Tree Grazing Hillside of Grace. Actually, I'm going to warp here to the Altus Plateau. I feel like it just makes more sense to actually start things from here, just based on where we're going next. Let's see. So where we're going to start, and I know we don't have this section of the map unlocked, but we're going to remedy that pretty quickly-ish. So what we're going to do now is there should be, like, you can still see the path. Fortunately, it still shows you kind of where the main path is. I'm going to put a marker around here for our first spot, and then another one here for our second spot. And of course, here's where the first map fragment is that we're going to pick up. So we're going to put a marker right there as well. On our way to the first marker, note that we have giant golems over here. One of them has a halberd. The other one has a bow. If you stay on the move, you should be okay. Even if you get hit by the archer, it's not gonna be a game breaker or anything like that. Let's see. So, in this camp, you're gonna have some misbegotten warriors, and I'm just getting abused by this one because I'm playing sloppy right now. These ones that are airborne, they'll hit you with arrows. They are super annoying because they're generally, that one was okay, but generally these things fly too high. I was fortunate with both of those, but sometimes they fly too high to hit with a jump attack, like this one. Like I can't hit them. There we go. Well, I got that one. That went pretty well. Sometimes those guys give me trouble. But anyway. And here we have a stone sword key. That's why we came out here. So still make haste across this path because, you know, that guy can still technically snipe you if you're not hurrying. You know, if you can kind of hide behind these rocks and just find spots to take cover, kind of look back, see if he's even sniping you. He's not sniping me anymore, so I feel like I'm safe. And you guys will have to bear with me a little bit. I am a bit stuffy, and so my voice is about an octave lower than it normally is. And my voice might crack a few times like a 12-year-old, but that's okay. So here's our site of grace we're going to unlock. Make sure you rest at this one, especially if you are following Boc's side quest. Oh, because he should show up here. There he is, right there.
Boc the seamster, at your service, master. Ready to make adjustments to your garments.
So really nothing new here. He's just moved to this location, but nothing new in terms of dialogue or what he's able to do. I mean, there is an ending, so to speak, to his side quest, but that's going to happen a bit later. Right now, he just kind of follows us around on our journey. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to go ahead and take this off the map, take this off the map. There should be, yep, a gold seed right here. And there's another enemy camp that has, I want to say, a perfume bottle. It has something. And there are these giant ogre things in here. You can fight them if you want. They're tough. These guys I recommend doing jump attack. And then do it. If you're using the Bloodhound's Fang, do a Bloodhound's. And then you'll stagger them. But you got to get the first step on them. If you let them kind of hit you first or take a swing at you at least, if you don't get the jump start on them, then that's gonna be harder to do. Yeah, that's the perfume bottle. All right, no need to linger around here. Oh geez, that was close. All right, so really we're just gonna continue on this path. It's gonna take us to our map fragment. There's our map fragment. I'm just kind of making a quick detour to knock this beacon off my map. All right, so we got the Altus Plateau map. So this unlocks a pretty hefty chunk of map. Before, we only had pretty much everything to the left of this line. Now we have this whole chunk of map, which is where we're going to be spending a bit of time. The next map fragment's over here. We're going to be getting that probably a little bit closer to the end of this episode. But for now, we're going to head along this path still. You see, there's an entire, where those trees are, there's an entire area down there. I'll probably explore next episode. For now, we're going to stay kind of up on this kind of top region. All right, no need to lollygag. Here we have a finger reader.
You're... Oh, bless you. To the east, ruins of gold. To the west, the serpent's sacrilege. Wherever the path leads, so shall you follow. Wherever the path leads, only more sorrow. 'Tis a curse. A curse. The curse of Queen Marika.
Okay. To the east, ruins of gold. To the west, I forget what you call blasphemous serpent, something like that. So we're going to go both places eventually. So over here we have a merchant. We're going to hit him up real quick. Let's see. So a few stone sword keys. Going to pick all of them up. Going to get this cookbook for lightning pots. And then these 2 notes. So I need 7,700, I think. So that's an extra 5,000. This will work, I think. There we go. And I'll show you what these say. Unseen assassins and imp shades. So, some assassins cannot be seen with the naked eye. Seems the Erdtree sentries once carried torches that could cast light on these prowlers. So we fought the invisible Black Knife Assassin in the last episode. This is what that's referring to. And I mentioned that there's a torch called the Sentry Torch that can reveal its location. That's what this is saying. Again, the Sentry Torch can be purchased like just inside here. There's a merchant inside of a shack that sells it to you. So if you're having trouble with that boss we fought in the last episode, you can get that torch, and it'll reveal the boss's location, so that way you're not fighting an invisible enemy. And then we got another note. Again, I'm buying these notes, so you don't have to. So I'm showing you what they say. Imp Shades was the other one. Nothing can touch the shades of imps in the hero's graveyard. Only Roos's light can give them form. So that's hero's graveyard. We haven't been there yet, but we'll get there eventually, and you'll understand what that means when we get there. All right, gonna pass the time until morning, so I'm not hanging out here at night. And so you'll notice over here, this is a portal. So this bridge, completely broken. There's an item down there. I'm gonna drop down and get the item and then warp back up to this side of Grace. Just golden arrows. So now once it lets me, it's kind of thinking I'm in the middle of an encounter, which I guess technically I am. This guy's coming after me. Oh. There we go. So I'm going to warp back to the side of Grace. All I wanted was that item. I see shiny. I want to get shiny. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to take this portal. Because this bridge is broken, but what this portal does, it takes us to the other side of the bridge. And as I said, there's an entire area down here that we're going to explore probably next episode. But for now, we're staying up top. Okay, so up top here, we're going to backtrack just ever so slightly to go to the end of this section of the bridge. You see there's an item over here. Do not attack this person. Let me say again, do not attack him. He is an NPC. And he is involved in a side quest in this game. A very important side quest that can impact the ending of the game. So keep him alive. Just talk to him once, and then we can go. He's part of Brother Corin's side quest. So just acknowledge his existence, and then you can leave. But if you want access to all of the endings, there are 6 endings in this game. If you want access to all of the endings, keep him alive. So for now, we're going to head to this windmill. And you can leave these people be. They're just having fun. All right, get the noble's stuff, the twinned knight sword. And then these guys will try to explode on you. You can just run past them and they'll blow themselves up. So this set, I believe this hood increases your intelligence. No, it increases your mind. So if you equip this hood, you will get 1 extra point to your mind, which will increase your FP. Up here, there's going to be a slightly powerful-ish mage enemy. You see him up there on that rock. Gonna do a dismounted head. Well, nope. I guess I didn't press the button hard enough. I couldn't dismount. Yeah, this guy, he's got that carrion. Oh my gosh, he's got that carrion hammer thing. We fought one of these guys before. Yeah, he packs a punch. We also have that spell. We got that spell in one of the rises that we went to. That has the puzzle. Oof. And we do not have the intelligence to use it, but we have the spell. Yes, he hits hard. And we get his armor. And I can't remember if his helmet does something for us. Yes, the Haima Glintstone Crown. This increases your intelligence and your strength. So, pretty cool. And over here we got some rats. I'm trying to actually try to do dismounted heavy. There we go. I don't know why I missed the button press on the first one over there. Either that or the game ate my input. Sometimes this game does eat inputs. It has been known to do that. I'm not saying that is what happened, but it may have happened. It's more likely that I probably just didn't press the button hard enough to actually register. Bunch of rats. For our trouble, we get the giant rat ashes. You decide if that's worthwhile or not. Okay, so where we're gonna head back is to our bridge. And over here, there's actually a spot to drop down. There should be little tombstones sticking out of the wall. Here we go. Couple dragonflies if you want them. See if he'll come over here. Nope, not cooperating. I don't really care enough to wait on him. Okay, so on the ground, we travel back this way. There's gonna be a site of grace underneath the bridge. You can take out these enemies if you so choose. If you're in a fighting mood. All right, I will rest here, at least to get my flasks back because I was fighting sloppy up there. Let's see. So up here, there's going to be a ruin that has a scarab with an ash of war. Right there. Come on. There we go. Protection of the Erd Tree. Or that might be an incantation, not an ash of war. I think that's an incantation. My bad. Let's see. So if you go this way, we're going to hit up one of these like caravan things that are being pulled by giant trolls. And this one happens to be guarded by a pumpkin head. I'm going to try to... I don't really want to engage in this, you know, giant army of enemies. So I'm just going to stagger the trolls, hop up here, get the loot. Oh, come on. So we get the great stars. That is a colossal hammer thing. I think you need a pretty sizable amount of strength to use it, in the neighborhood of about 60 strength. I don't have access to my map. I would like to show you. Okay, so yeah, I'm heading back here. And then I'm headed here. Just a lonely old pumpkin head chilling. And we get some gravel stones, just crafting stuff. So over here, this area is a little bit dodgy. There are a bunch of blood-inducing dogs. So just be careful. If you get ganged up on these dogs, you can die pretty quickly from the blood, from the bleed damage. Ah. So these little blobs on the ground, not worth fighting in my opinion. They're very resistant to damage and they don't really give you much of a reward, so I recommend just kind of ignoring them. For what you get for killing them, not really worth it. Lots of blood roses around here, as you can see. Blood roses can be good, especially if you're trying to craft like blood grease and that kind of stuff. Whoop. So this giant blob, not worth killing. You don't get any really reward, and it takes a while to kill him. Kind of annoying, but next to him is a gold rune, so I'd suggest picking that up. But yeah, you don't get very many runes for killing him, and it takes a while. He's a big damage sponge. So pick up crafting materials to your heart's content. And we can go, oh, hey, what's up, dog? Haha, I didn't mean to... That's funny. I said, what's up, dog, but I really meant, like, what's up to the dog. Okay. Gonna throw on my physic flask, and we're gonna go to battle here. I'm pretty sure this is a relatively easy boss. Yeah. Like, he just pops up, and we're gonna do ridiculous damage to him. But he does bleed. But so do we. Got to put my lantern on. There we go. Light this place up. So we got the bloody Helice. As you can imagine, it's a blood weapon. Requires some arcane to use. Do not have any arcane, but is a thrusting sword. Causes blood loss buildup. Not as much blood loss buildup as the Bloodhound's Fang does. But, you know, if you've got some arcane, check it out. See if you like it. Okay, so what we're going to do is kind of head to the end of this road. I can't pull up my map still. I'm not even fighting anything right now. What's up with that? There we go. So we're going to head to the end of this road, and then we're going to head down kind of here. And then, let's see, I still have a beacon right here. So I'm going to take that away, and then we're going to go to this cave. And that's pretty much going to be... it's pretty much going to be our route. And you can kill these animals if you want materials. I don't think there's anything on this carriage. No. So here is my spot. I want to say there's an item to pick up around here. Could be mistaken. Thought there was something. There it is. Yeah, I see it now. There we go. So if you remember from a previous episode, that bridge, there's a site of grace right on the other side. We've already unlocked that site of grace, so we don't need to go back across that bridge. So we've kind of made a full circle. Where we want to go now is we want to drop down here. So you see we have this Spirit Spring jump. Drop on down. And then we're headed straight over here to this church. Now, if you've been following Yura's quest, as we have in this playthrough, there's an event that's going to happen here. Just got to get up on these rocks. There we go. Okay. So, let's see. More blood roses. Got a sacred tear. Can level up our flask again. And Yura, he is dead. Or he's dying.
It seems I am no match for you, but I've learned a thing or two myself. You see, I've sliced the finger off. Please. Please, Eleonora. Yield to the cessplant no longer. Do not stain the immaculacy of your sword. Your flesh. Your fire.
Okay, so he dies. We can pick up the Naga Kiba, which is an enormously long katana type weapon. It's like a Sephiroth level sword from Final Fantasy VII. I'll show it to you in a bit. Once you pick it up, you're going to get invaded by Eleonora, which is the person who killed our friend here. She is tough, a bit aggressive, has bleed on her weapon, of course. Can't pack a punch, can heal one time. But you can use, like, invaders especially, you can use their aggressiveness to your advantage. If you time their pursuit, basically they'll run right into a Bloodhound's Fang, or Bloodhound's Finesse, rather. And you can basically punish their over pursuit. You out of your flasks. But she has dragon magic. And she is dead. So for killing her, you get the Purifying Crystal Tear. This is going to be... This serves one purpose that I know of. Maybe it serves another purpose. I'm not quite sure. But it serves one very important purpose that I know. And that is going to be for a boss that we're going to fight much later in the game. And then you get Eleanor's Pole Blade as well. So let's check some stuff out. We got the Naga Kiba, which we do not have the dex to use, but check this thing out. Look at this. Look at this. It is a massive blade. And the weapon art. There are some folks I've seen in PvP who dual wield these things and put blood on them, and they just are devastating. So I just wanted to point that out. Let's see. And we got this. Eleanor's Pole Blade requires Arcane to use as well as Dex. So anyway, what we also got. Oh, we have 4 seeds. We can... Oh, yeah, we got our 4th seed, so we can actually upgrade our flask as well. So we got the Purifying Crystal Tear. What this says is purifies the Lord of Blood's curse in a mixed physic. Crystal Tear forms slowly over the ages where the Erd Tree's bounty falls to the ground, can be mixed in the flask of wondrous physic. The resulting concoction purifies the curse of Moog, Lord of Blood's terrifying rite of blood. So that is the one use for this tier. I'm going to use this in precisely one fight in the game, and that is against Moog when we fight Moog later on in the game. We haven't met him yet. But you want this, because for that fight, it's going to help you enormously. Just trust me. So one thing I need to point out is we got this from the Invader who invaded us here. So Eleonora, who invaded us in this church, that's part of Yura's quest line. So she invaded us because we had been following Yura's quest line. Now, if you have not been following Yura's quest line, you can still get the invasion and still get that crystal tier. I'm not sure if she will invade you at this point in the game, but if you came here and she did not invade you, mark this off on your map, because when we get to that boss later on in the game that you're going to want that crystal tier for, you can warp back here. And I don't know exactly what the trigger is, but if she hasn't invaded you yet, she will invade you later, whether or not you followed Yura's quest line. So just if she's not invading now, mark this place off on the map, and then you can come back here later, and then she'll invade you later. I don't know exactly what the trigger is, but she will invade you later, regardless of what's of following Yura's quest line or not. So you are most likely going to want that crystal tier for that boss fight that I noted for later. Just pointing that out, and you'll see what I mean when we get there. Okay, so for now we're going to head over here. This is gonna be a dungeon. We're gonna get through a couple dungeons in this episode. This one's gonna require some stone sword key. I think 2 of them to unlock. All right, this is a tunnel. So going to be using the hammer in this one. It is hammer time. And we actually have this strength. Yes, we do have the strength to use this one-handed now. I'm still going to be two-handing it, but we do have the strength to use it one-handed. So as with the other caves, drop on down. Don't take the elevator. Just some extra loot. Nothing big in that one, but you know, sometimes when you do that, there are sombering stones and things of that sort, which could make it worth it. Okay, gonna rest on up and upgrade my flask so I can add a charge. I can also add the amount replenished. Just make sure I don't have another sacred tier in my inventory. Okay, so I think we're good. And there are lots of smithing stones in this area. All right, that guy's gonna try to use his lantern, and he'll blow those barrels up. So just make sure you attack him and get rid of him before he uses his lantern to shoot fire at you. Because these red barrels will blow up. They'll blow your face off. Yeah, lots of smithing stone 5s in here. After this cave, we're probably gonna go back to Round Table and level up our weapons. Most notably, our hammer, and I've been using the Uji katana in certain occasions. And you see the hammer, the hammer right now is at a high enough level where I'm killing the human enemies in one hit too, but it also really, really helps against these kind of rock stone enemies that are weak to the blunt damage. Because these like the minor enemies in here, I would not be killing in one hit with my Bloodhound's Fang. Bolt Drake Talisman +1, extra lightning damage extra lightning damage resistance, I should say, if you equip that. I believe we have the base Bolt Blade Talisman, so that is the +1 version of the Bolt Blade Talisman, which is, you know, the +1 version of the talisman. Of course, it does more damage negation than the base level version of the talisman. Okay. Drop off right here. Okay, so down here, there are some pretty heavy-hitting Leyndell soldiers. You drop down there, you're going to have like 3 or 4 of them on you at once. So I recommend kind of luring up one at a time. When they get to the top of the ladder, it gives you a free hit. Now this hammer, I can boost my attack power. When you have this buff on, it actually changes the charge attack of your hammer to like this flurry of like swings. And it works really well, especially when they first get up the ladder and they're not ready to fight you yet. There's one more that's like the beefy, like shield wielding type. Trying to see if I can find him. I think no, that's not another knight. That's a miner. There's 3 knights down here. I think one of them is right beneath me. Might have to circle around and see if I can shoot him from over here. There we go. It's that one with the torch. And there's another one with the shield. You know, I could. I'm going to do that for the next one. These ones without the shield are not as powerful as the ones with the great shield. But nonetheless, I'm going to do something cheeky here. Just because I'm in that kind of mood right now. So I got this guy. Whoops. No, let me do this. Please let me do... Oh, boo. Oh, it still hit him, but it didn't, like, hurt him. That was anticlimactic. The first fire arrow I shot hit that. Dang it. It ruined my moment. Oh, well. Totally ruined my moment. All right, here we go. Surprise. Gonna drop down. Death from above. Oh, no, not death from above. I mean, still death from above, but just not as cool. Oh, geez. Hammer time. All right, there we go. Somber 4. More dogs. Fortunately, these ones do not cause the bleed buildup. Those ones in that other area that had the bleed on them, those things will wreck you. So I got the troll hammer. And back here, it's another smithing 5. Now, I want to say there's a sombering 6 down here, too. Behind one of these. There it is. So sombering 6. Our Bloodhound's Fang is at +6, so we're not going to be able to level that up till we get a sombering 7. But I think that is our second sombering 6 that we've acquired in this playthrough. So this guy's going to try to hit you with fire. Get rid of him first, and then get rid of the dog. Because if you're distracted on the dog, he'll show up and try to shoot you with his fire lantern, so. Somber 5, and a smithing 5. 2 smithing 5s. Let's see, I don't think this is a pickup, no. Here is our way forward. All right. And the boss. So I'm going to throw my bloodhounds back on. And I'll top off my FP just because. We're going to use our Physic Flask. And we're going to use this to summon our Spirit Ash that requires more FP to summon than I even have, but since I have this thing in my Physic Flask that negates FP consumption for a time, I can summon him. And this guy is, you see, he does decent damage. He holds his own. The thing I love about him is that he's also super tanky. So he's a bit tankier than the wolves. You notice in some of those fights, our wolves would run in and they take a few hits. Sometimes if they take a few hits directly, they'd get wiped out. This Lutel, the headless, he's super tanky. He takes a lot of damage. You see he's taking direct shots. I mean, it's barely even budging his health meter. So definitely a pretty solid summon, which is why he costs a lot of FP to summon. So he's going to help us out a lot, our friend, at least until we get the Mimic. The Mimic is in my opinion, that even though they nerfed it, thank you, sir. Even though they nerfed the Mimic, I still think the Mimic is the best summon in the game, dependent on your build. All right, so we're going to go back to the entrance here. And we'll go back to round table. So we're going to level up to the extent that we can our weapons.
Well, I took you no matter its layout, you're out.
Okay. Let's see. What's further along? You got the Uji Katana, which is at plus 13. And we got the Brick Hammer, which is at plus 13. So they're both... can level them both up twice. Or level them both up once, rather. I'll keep them pretty steady. So they're both at plus 14 now. So for regular armaments, the highest is plus 25. For special armaments, such as the Bloodhound's Fang that we have equipped, the highest is plus 10. So what that means, that doesn't mean that the special armament is weaker. What that means is that you get more bang for your buck for each upgrade on the special armament. And see if my... I guess I'll upgrade my seal. Even though I'm not using it much, but, you know, might as well upgrade it. And I should be able to squeeze a level out of this. If not, I'm going to pop some runes to get the level. Perfect. We'll put this... put it into strength. So we're going to warp back to one of the graces we just unlocked. Right here. So now we're going to head in this direction. There's actually something we want right here. We're going to pick that up. It's related to a side quest. There's a dungeon right here. And then we're going to head back and get this map fragment. And maybe do a couple other things real quick. I should have just warped right there. I don't know why I exited out of my map. There we go. Alrighty. You see right ahead of us, got this giant bridge, or giant staircase, I should say. But we're going to go just to the side of it for starters. And there's this hole here in the rocks. Make sure you go through here. Throw on my lantern. What time of day is it? It's late day. I need to warp the time. We'll live. So in here, we got a bunch of these sacramental buds. And we have this, the Amber Starlight. It is a key item that is required for a side quest that we're going to be doing later. So if you hadn't picked that up already, by the time we initiate that side quest, it's going to prompt you to get that. But since we already have it, it'll move things along a little bit quicker with that side quest. So make sure to pick that up. It will be required for a side quest. Kind of tucked away here. And along this path is going to be a giant rune bear. Just ignore it to the best of your ability and run past it. You may take a hit. I may take a hit, but if you're persistent, you should be able to get away. I'm going to try to, like, flank it so it doesn't notice me as much. Or if it does notice me, it's not going to be able to get to me as quickly. There we go. If you want to fight it, be my guest. Those things take a while to kill. So up here, we have a poison friend. We're going to run right past it. Get to our grotto here. It's trying. I'm going to go on and advance the time of day here to morning. Time of day is not going to impact us in the cave, but it'll make it so I don't have to remember to do it when we get out of the cave. This is a cave. I'm probably going to want the torch. It's a bit dark in here. And as the name would indicate, there are perfumers in here. Can be deadly if you don't respect their abilities. So I'm going to sneak up on this one. For starters. So he's throwing that fire perfume at me. And that perfume is deadly. So it'll blow up, but even if you walk into those sparks before they blow up, it'll still blow up on you. Broke his guard. Ha! Up, but I didn't get to him quick enough. I'm gonna ignore the giant flower. Oh, come on. I might get poisoned here. Dadgummit. I was way too slow. Oh, well, I don't care that I'm poisoned. I'll live. Think that bubble's gonna save you? Living Jar Shard can be crafted for certain perfumes. I believe the perfume you can craft with it. I don't know if we have the cookbook for it yet, but it increases your poise, I believe. So yeah, this is why, even though I have the lantern on, you see it's still pretty dark in here, so I'm going to pull out the torch. I think that's it for around here. Oh, my poison had went away, and then I just got it back. Oh, well, that's fine. That's fine. No worries. I have items to take it away, but honestly, the poison isn't even severe enough for me to, like, be that concerned with using one of those items. So up here, that's where we came from originally. So now we're going to take this path over here to the right. Got another one of these giant, as I've called them, Ochus before. That's what these equivalent types of enemies we would call it in Final Fantasy, and I just can't help but call them Ochus in this game, even though they're not called Ochus. Oh crap! So yeah, they summon those beams, and they can be problematic if they're, especially I'm in an enclosed area here, so I was kind of trapped. Got a living jar shard. And a perfume bottle. So perfume bottles are required if you're going to craft perfume type items. You need a perfume bottle to store it in before you use it. So go this way. And there's going to be one of these giant... Oh, wow. Flower is still on me, trying to get me. So remember when we went to the first underground area, the Ainsel River, there was one of these guys that would hang down from the ceiling and shoot rocks at us. Same guy. We're just going to hang here and kill him with mighty shots. So he's going to do his thing, and I'm going to roll back here, take cover, let him do his thing, rinse and repeat until he's dead. Ah, that's probably too greedy. But even if he hits me, I got away in time. Even if he hits you with that, it's not gonna like one-shot you or anything, so don't worry too much about it. But you get a decent amount of runes for taking him out, and he does not respawn. So there we go. So you see, there's items over there. We actually cannot get over there. That's actually part of another dungeon. So you see, there's a cave on this side. That's actually part of that cave. So don't try to get over there. You can't get over there from here. Arteria leaf. Now that is a makeable jump. You can drop down on that log and jump over to that little cliff right there. There is no loot other than that cave moss for crafting, so not really worth the risk of trying to make that jump and possibly failing, in my opinion. So I'd recommend against it unless you really want that cave moss, which we have more of it over here anyway. So So in here is our boss fight. I believe it is a double enemy boss fight. and there's a big blooming flower and then something else in there. So I'm going to pop my flask and summon right when we get inside. So yeah, we have an omen killer and a giant blooming flower. So take out the omen killer first would be my recommendation. And let your summon kind of get him off you first. Man, that combo where his power stancing combo, pretty brutal. And now that Lutul has him aggroed, I was able to get my hits in real quick. So if this guy poisons me, I don't even care. I really don't care, because after this fight, we're going to warp back to the entrance and we're going to be able to rest, and it's going to take care of the poison anyway. Thank you, sir, for your services. Great Omen Killer Cleaver. It's our reward for that fight. And that is it for this Grotto. So, let's see here. Take this off. And we're going to warp to the entrance. And actually, when we get outside, we're going to warp back to the previous site of Grace so we can go up these stairs. This grand staircase. And get our map fragment. Now, be careful going up these stairs, because even if you're on horseback, there are enemies that are going to snipe you. And there is a teeny weeny surprise at the top of the stairs. But not a threat as long as you keep moving. So you see there are a bunch of enemies on the stairs. I think there are those crossbow, yep, on the side. Just knocked me off my horse. Thanks for that. This is going exactly how I planned it. Exactly how I planned it. There we go. Stay on the move. Don't stop for nothing. Actually. Oh yeah, those are blue scarabs. So not anything that's going to get you an ability. But stay on the move. Trust me. Because at the top, we have not one, but two tree sentinels. And as soon as you go through here, they're going to leash, so don't worry about them. They're going to leash and leave you alone. See, they're turning around. We are going to fight them, but later, when we're a little bit stronger. For now, we're going to pick up our 2 golden seeds and our map fragment, which is what we came here for. Let's see. So the enemies here, yes, are powerful. And this, I would say, we're getting to the part of the game where they thought, oh, they're basically we're gonna run into multiple encounters that are basically saying to us, where the developers are like, oh, so you thought one of such and such enemy was hard. How about we make you fight 2 of them at the same time? And then that's gonna be kind of a theme for the rest of the game, where we're fighting like one thing that we used to think was hard, but then now they're gonna put 2 of them in the same fight. And yeah, so anyway. So we have unlocked the rest of the plateau. This is the capital. This, as you could see, is a big old dungeon. We're going to spend lots of time here when we get there, but we're not going to get there for some time. It'll be a while, but yeah, probably 3, maybe 4 episodes worth of content just in this area. It is massive and amazing. Really cool. But anyway, so that's the next like big dungeon that we're going to hit up. As for now, we're going to head southwards. There's a couple things that we want to grab real quick. There's like a right around this area. There's a pickup. Here is another golden seed that is being held by a ulcerated tree spirit. Down here is a church with some loot. Here's another tunnel. We're not going to hit this tunnel up just quite yet. We're just making a quick run to get some stuff before we end the episode. So yeah, up on these ruins, there's a wolf. There's also some holy grease. Over here, we're going to fight an Ulcerated Tree Spirit. Same routine as all of the other ones we fought so far. Here he comes. I'm going to pop my Physic Flask. You could fight him on horseback, but I'm not gonna. Is he doing his AoE already? Wow. Normally he doesn't do that till like part way through the fight, but oh well. Yes, do your Fire Breath attack. Please do your Fire Breath attack. Let me hit you. Blasted AoE attack. That's his, I think that's his grab attack. So you definitely want to, when his mouth is coming towards you, you definitely want to dodge the mouth. Because that's his, that grab attack is pretty devastating. Got the stun, but honestly, I think I'll probably do more damage just by attacking him normally. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe that was a bad idea. Maybe should have went for the crit there. In any case, he's almost dead. Grab attack. Definitely want to dodge that. And he's dead. All right, another golden seed and 8,000 runes. Sweet. So now we're headed down to this next spot with the church. Up there. And ignore that guy. Missionary Cookbook 4. Forget what we can craft from that. Holy Grease, Drawstring Holy Grease. Halic Bone Arrow. There we go, Holy Grease. Good to be able to craft that. And we get the Golden Order Seal, which is a seal that you can use to cast incantations. I believe it boosts like Golden Order type spells, something along those lines. Let's check it out. Fundamentalist incantations, which fundamentalist relate to the Golden Order. So, let's see. We'll rest because I think we can level up. And we can power up our flask again. Put this one into Vigor. We are fastly approaching that first soft cap for Vigor, which is at level 40 for Vigor. And we've hit level 70. So my recommendation for the capital, which is, again, this next dungeon we're going to be hitting up, is between 80 and 90. I think you're going to be good. So the thing is there are multiple areas in the game we can go. We can go right here. We can hang out here for a while. We can go over here to the Volcano Manor at Mount Gelmir. Or we could go to Caelid. So this is where the game kind of splits off. You have a choice of where do you want to go. And so the thing is we are strong enough to handle any of these areas. We're strong enough to handle this area. We're strong enough to handle this area. We're strong enough to handle this area. So the thing is it doesn't matter what order you do them in technically. I'm going to do Caelid last probably of these three. The thing is once you get through one of them, whichever you should choose to do first, you're going to feel pretty OP for the other areas. Because like you're going to get a bunch of levels doing the bosses and stuff like that. In any of these areas, you're going to be getting a bunch of levels. And so by the time you know, let's see if you do Caelid first, you get through Caelid. By the time you come here, you're going to feel like you're way over level. You're going to feel like you're level 100, 110, something like that. And you're going to just be decimating everything in this region. Same thing for here. We're going to start with this area. And this area is going to be, you know, moderately challenging as the rest of the game has been, you know, so far. But if we do this area first, this area and Caelid are going to feel ridiculously easy by the time we get there. So by the time we get to Caelid, I mean, we're going to be in the hundreds easy. And Caelid is going to be a breeze by the time we get to Caelid. So really, I'm just pointing out that there are multiple ways you can go. And whichever area you tackle first is going to feel harder than the other areas. But once you get to the other areas, you're going to feel more prepared because you're going to be much higher level than, you know, what what you would need to be technically to get through the area, because I feel like all three of these areas are relatively similar in difficulty. So just pointing that out. You have options right now is all I'm trying to say. Long story short, you have options. And that's one thing that this game does a really good job of doing, is giving you options. So if you run into a brick wall, something's too hard for you, whatever, this game says, hey, you can go over to this other area of the map that you haven't even seen yet. And there's tons of stuff for you to do there. So go there, have fun, and then you can come back here later. And you'll be more powered up. You'll be ready to go. So this game does offer a tremendous amount of flexibility in that regard to the players, which is one of the main selling points of this game, I think, is that, you know, Dark Souls and Bloodborne, those types of games are more linear. So it's like if you get stuck, you're kind of stuck. Like there's nothing really much else for you to go except for if you want to go somewhere and grind for levels and level up, something like that. There's really not much else for you to do. Here, you get stuck. It's like, man, you can go 3, 4, 5 other places and have fun and then come back. So really cool how they built this game out to be kind of more friendly to players in that regard. So we got 2 more golden seeds. There's another finger reader over here.
You. The fingers I served once prophesied a tarnished would one day become Elden Lord and restore the Golden Order. Surely you see it too. The gold that enshrouds the heavens. The great tree which begets the pillars of light. Oh, tarnished, hasten to the foot of the tree. And whatever you might face, the fingers will surely guide you.
Okay, so the prophecy has foretold that a tarnished is going to become Elden Lord. Could that possibly be us? All right, so up here to the left, you see a golden scarab. This is one of the ones that'll teleport. If you hit it with not enough damage to kill it, it's going to teleport away and be a pain to find. So I suggest pulling your bow out and doing a mighty shot to get it in one hit. The thing about mighty shot is you can't really aim with your cursor. You just kind of have to guess. So you can see where your arrow lands, and then based on that, I say, okay, I just need to aim a little bit higher, and then I'll get it. There we go. We got the golden parry. That's not my Ashes of War. Here we go. Grants affinities. Okay. Golden parry. Perform an urge-free incantation and swing the shield to deflect enemy attacks and break their stance, effective even at a slight distance. So it's an enhanced parry, usable on small and medium shields. All right. So we're not going to fight these guys. We don't need to fight them. Who cares? They're low level. Just because I feel like it. All right, so up here, we get some Lost Ashes of War. Just want to point that out. That's a dead end, but the Lost Ashes of War are there for the taking if you want them. And as soon as this game lets me teleport, I'm going to teleport. I'm going to check my inventory, see how many golden seeds. I think I have 3. Oh, I've got 5. Wow, okay. That's another flask. So if you head that way, there's going to be a mini boss fight. We're going to hit that up later. If you want to check it out for yourself right now, you certainly can, but I'm not going to cover it till later. That's all we're going to do in this section for now. As I said, I worked back to round table just as a break for the episode. But you can see here that the capital is split into 2 segments. So you kind of have the wall here. So there's this section outside of the wall, and there's a section inside of the wall. And that's basically how the map fragments were broken out too, what we picked up. So there's a map fragment for outside the wall, and a map fragment for inside the wall. We're going to cover most of the stuff outside the wall first. We did spend a little bit of time inside the wall, but I wanted to get those golden seeds in there. And all that good stuff in the map fragment, of course. But we're gonna tackle most of this stuff first, and then go inside later. So that's the general flow of how things are gonna go. But anyway, we're gonna cut things here for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the Altus Plateau and all that this world has to offer. Every twist and turn offers something new, which is amazing. I love it. This game's amazing. The world is amazing. And I'm having a lot of fun doing this guide as well. So really appreciate you guys going on the journey with me. Take care. I'll catch you next time.